the other night, Sunday Night Football was the Las Vegas Raiders versus the New Orleans Saints, and I hated it. And I
Okay. Why?
apparently I'm alone. I'm alone in this because all the people I talked to were all like, "Oh no, we love it." But I don't like the Raiders in Las Vegas. I think the Raiders belong in Oakland.
It is
I'm
weird.
sorry.
It's always weird when teams switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the Seattle
yeah,
Sonics and shit like that. It's like what? You know what I mean? I don't know. You grow up like,
yeah,
especially the Oakland Raiders. I don't know. It's
yeah,
like such a the names are like so synonymous with each other. You know the
yeah,
Oakland Raiders.
yeah.
But I get that. And I'm not a football fan, but I do. It is bananas that Los Angeles or Las Vegas doesn't have a fucking football team. Like out of all
Why
the
does everybody
cities,
think that? I don't think
because
that.
it's Vegas. It's like there's
Yeah,
very few cities that are like destinations to go to. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
it is the number one destination in the United States as far as like just somewhere to go. Like just to go to that city is
yeah.
Vegas. And then so
It
you
just
go to
it
Vegas,
seems,
they
yeah,
got the raceway there. You know what I mean? They have like huge events that happen in Vegas. You know, the
yeah.
World of Concrete is in Vegas. You know what I mean? Any major thing is in
Okay.
Vegas. So if you're a football fan, wouldn't that be dope to go? Like, and
Yes,
Vegas is set up properly. Like, okay, if you are let's say, what's your team? Fucking the Eagles, right? Which is out of
yes.
Philadelphia.
Uh huh.
Let's say you want to go to a Philadelphia game.
Uh huh.
Don't you think it's a little bit more like stressful and harder to choreograph everything when you have to go to this city that's not really meant for tourism? You know, it isn't built around tourism. So it's not like you go there and there's a million hotel rooms. You know what I mean? And everything's just based around
Yeah.
traveling there. So it's going to be easier for fans to go to Vegas, get a hotel room, there everything's set up for people
I see what you're saying.
to
Right.
get around there. So it's going to be a funner experience for fans to go to Vegas, go see their team in a brand new fucking stadium. It's bananas, isn't it? Like they have like the
Apparently.
coolest stadium right now, right? Which is funny that
No.
they finish it and then no one can even fucking go there.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. I just don't like it because it's like I still feel like Vegas sort of doesn't have any character. It's just tourism. It's like a
Have you
giant
been to
circus.
Vegas?
No.
You have no room to talk.
I'm
Vegas
just
is
saying my
very
perception
fun.
of Vegas. My perception of Vegas is that it's just like a giant circus. But
It
it's like
is.
the people who go, there's like we're going to go to Vegas cuz we want to party or do this thing whatever we're doing and we'll go to a Raiders game. It's not like oh, we're Raiders fans. So the stadiums feel like is going to be filmed or filled with people who just went to the Elton John or the Celine Dion show or
There's
whatever
gonna
and
be
then they went to the
definitely
game.
there's definitely gonna be a big part of that. But I
Yeah.
will say Vegas is because Vegas just got a hockey team
Uh-huh.
like a few years ago, dude. And
Yeah.
then when you go to Vegas, they ain't fucking around. Like that shit is. You show up in the airport and everything, the whole fucking airport is hockey.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they were
Well,
so ecstatic about that. And like the first person I talked to in Vegas when I got in a taxi cab, that first thing out of their mouth was just like, "Oh, we're so, they're like, oh, we're so excited about having a hockey team." Like
yeah.
they're rallying around. All the people in Vegas are so excited to get these sports teams. They're huge about it.
I don't
Say
like
what
it.
you want
It's
about Vegas, and
Oakland.
I've never lived there, but I think there is a sense of camaraderie. There, if you talk to people that are from Vegas or live in Vegas, there's something about Vegas, especially locals. Locals, like the fact that their city is such a mecca for tourism and people that don't live there and are just in and out. There's like this other side of like they all stick together. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
they kind of hate they don't hate the tourism because it brings in all this money, but
Yeah.
they're like a unit, and they're just like they all know the tricks, how to get things cheaper. You know what I mean? How to
Yeah.
weave in and out of shit, and so they like it's like it's a jazzy thing. You know what I mean? It's a Vegas thing. You know what I mean? Like
Oh my God. Yeah, it's I just feel like Oakland has a lot more character to it. I like a stadium where you're like
have
if
you
you're
ever been
walking
to
around,
Oakland?
yeah, duh.
Oakland's a fucking shithole.
Yeah, so character. I like a stadium if you're like walking up the stairs or whatever that has like cracks in it. There's like, puke dried in the cracks. There's like there's like a history, like a
Yeah,
like this team's been here this long, and there's like
and
signatures on the wall, and there's
yeah,
I'm seeing on Monday Night Football like there's a giant banner of like Elvis wearing a Raiders jersey, and I'm like,
I wonder what
oh
the
my god,
percentage of, because I bet there's a
just
high percentage of people that go to Raiders games, like that travel to that did travel to Oakland to go to Raiders games. I bet there's
yeah,
like a 1% of the crowd there got mugged on their way to an Oakland game.
okay, yeah,
That's just part of the experience. That's just
yeah, I
another
guess,
crack in the wall. You know what I mean? Like, there's history here. I was mugged on the way here. Like,
yeah,
beautiful city.
yeah. Yeah, I've been to an Oakland A's game, but it's like, yeah, I see what you're saying because it's like there's airports around here that have like direct flights to Vegas for like a
Yeah.
hundred dollars or
and and
$100 or
and getting
whatever.
into Vegas, the city is built around it. You know what I mean? It
It's
is built.
stupid.
Whereas if you fly in, I don't know. I've never been to Philadelphia. I've never been to some of these bigger meccas like Boston, yeah, or
Yeah,
just any of these big cities. But from what I've seen and what I've heard is it's not fun to get around these cities. You know what I mean? If you're not from that
right.
city and you fly in, you rent a car, you're gonna be fucking white knuckling everywhere you go. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
this is crazy talk. I have no idea where I'm
yeah,
going. Where in Vegas, it's not like that. You know what I mean? Everyone, like, when you go downtown, traffic's slow. People aren't honk. They're not. When you're downtown Vegas or like on the strip, people aren't fucking screaming. They get the fuck out of my way. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm sure it happens, but they're
yeah,
all going slow. Everyone's based around, yeah, there's people walking everywhere. That's how it's supposed to be. People out
yeah,
there drinking. Like, whereas you're
yeah.
downtown New York City, people are like, get the fuck out of my way. You're like, I don't even know where I'm going right now.
I say move back to Oakland. I'm part of that group.
I'm
You
on the Vegas thing because now I
abandon your
actually think
fans.
I would go see an NFL game. I would
Well,
go
I
to
would
Vegas
too.
to go see
I
one.
would, I would too. I would too. It just, I don't know. It just seems like a gimmick now. It's like a tourist from fucking wherever can buy like a little Raiders keychain and like, get my little jersey. Have you ever?
I get
Do you
no.
know about? Do you know who they're playing tonight? No, I don't know who they're playing tonight. I just went to the Backstreet Boys show on the Strip, and now I'm going to the Raider game. Like, oh my, it's like the Harlem
You're
Globetrotters,
like a
basically.
purist of football fans. You're like, don't you fucking. You don't even know. I've been there since day fucking one.
Yeah, that's what I'd be saying if I was a Raiders fan. I'd be like, you abandoned me in the city.